Closed captioning for The Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh, yeah. Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on The Casey Malone Show.
Today we visit my buddy Phil in Punxsutawney, and I prepare pretzel-coated pork chops and pretzel cheese pops. But first we visit the founder of Whiskey Sticks. I'm sure you have seen Whiskey Sticks around because they're in all my favorite stores and specialty retail shops. And You Dough Girl is the name of the company that produces them. And the president is Kathy Boswell. This is all her baby. And we're visiting here at her top secret location, the production facility. And we're gonna find out more about how Whiskey Sticks came to be. So thank you for letting us into your workshop here.
You're welcome.
I see that we are surrounded by pretzels. And you make the special coating that goes on the pretzels, but not the actual pretzel itself.
Exactly.
So how did you determine what pretzel was good enough for your Whiskey Sticks? I want to hear about that research.
Believe it or not, it was all an accident. I used to use pretzels that they're called a cut pretzel. I was running down to my last batch and we had to make them, and the company had sent me the wrong pretzel. This pretzel had a broken piece on each end, so the pretzel was one big long pretzel, and they snapped them instead of cutting them, which was wonderful because the whiskey, the sauce soaked into the ends of the pretzel. I didn't like the pretzel. I thought it looked like a second, like these were an accident. But actually it worked out for the best. And that's when I decided to use this pretzel.
So how did you come up with the recipe?
Well, I went to a party and there was a pretzel there that had a flavoring on it. And I said, oh, these are good. I don't even like pretzels. Yeah. And so I went home and tried to, make my own recipe, and it was trial and error, and it was like I felt like a mad scientist because every time I would make the recipe I'd write it down and try over and over again and add and delete or whatever, and then till I got to the right consistency. Took them to a couple parties and
huge hit.
Yeah, everybody loved them. And then I sold Pampered Chef. And I would take them to parties that I was doing. I was cooking in front of people. That's my passion. Yeah. And they wanted the pretzel. I'm like, no, I'm not selling the pretzel. I'm selling Pampered Chef.
I'm just bringing this as a nice little treat while I'm,
yeah, because everyone gets hungry when you're smelling the food being cooked.
From when you began to now, what has your increase been?
Oh, folds. We run every other day, 500 pounds of Whiskey Sticks. And pretzels are light. People were scared, they're whiskey, but the whiskey is all cooked off. The whiskey stick is kind of a catch to, the name of the pretzel as a whiskey stick. But it was really just, you can't get drunk off of them or,
Well, yeah, and people... Yeah.
Some people think
when it heats up, alcohol is gone.
Yeah, burns off.
And a lot of people, use wine in their sauces, and it's not like you're getting drunk eating that.
Right.
But yes, I do understand.
So it was just kind of like a slogan. Famous people have ate these.
Really, you're gonna name drop for me?
One of my favorite, Doris Day.
Doris Day likes your Whiskey Sticks?
Yes, yeah.
I love her.
They're in California.
Caseyfourthshowjan. Yeah. How did she get them?
Friend of mine's friend is good friends with her, and we got her address and shipped them out to her. She sent me a beautiful letter back.
And then she special orders them down? Is that cool? Give me her address.
Let's see, Willie Nelson.
Wow. He might be smoking them.
Graham Nash.
Really?
Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Yes.
We believe that Steven Spielberg, Stephen King, Tanya Tucker, Bob Seger.
Bob Seger.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's really diverse. Have you gotten notice from a lot of these people?
No, the only thing that was Doris Day.
Well, we're going to get a gallery of everybody that, Rogue's gallery of Whiskey Sticks fans. Now, Kathy, you have the 3-ounce bag,
yes,
and you also have the 12-ounce bag. I mean, the 3-ounce bag, I could go through this in 20 minutes.
They're called a tongue teaser.
Yeah, I mean, really, don't waste your time with the little ones.
A lot of people want the little ones because they know what they're going to do.
Exactly.
So the little ones sell just as much as the big.
Now, really, for parties, you could even, you're thinking about a bigger bag?
It's perfect.
Party size?
You are the life of the party when you bring a bag of whiskey sticks. Some people say that they can't have a family function without whiskey sticks on the kitchen table.
Do you have a preference for a whiskey that you use?
No, I don't. It all burns off. So you can't taste the whiskey on these. Don't taste like whiskey at all.
Yeah.
So it all burns off. So it doesn't matter. So whatever's on sale.
But you're not going to go and start branding and doing the different kinds.
It's there's too much. It's too much to do that.
Well, you have a wonderful product, and I just love, local entrepreneurs doing really well, and you know what? You're filling a need. People need whiskey sticks. So go to their website, find a location, get to your store, and have a toast with the whiskey sticks to Kathy. Thank you.
Thanks, Casey.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. Did you know that the Magic Tree is for lovers?
Oh yeah, and love is in the air, Magic Tree Pub and Eatery.
And I think it's great because with Valentine's Day falling on a Tuesday, you've got the weekend before and you've got the weekend after and all week long to celebrate.
Right.
And Chef Tank, great locally sourced specials on his farm-to-table menu for lovers.
All week long, and then on Monday is Galentine's Day, where the girls can come out, sip and paint with wine and beer. Tuesday is Valentine's Day, and we're gonna have a special for the love of beer, food, and comedy with dueling pianos. It's gonna be a great event, and everyone needs to just check out our website for more information.
And the beverages will be here along with the food. Great bubbles, great beer, craft cocktails, and extensive wine list. Cheers. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Love you, Phil.
Love you, Casey.
Part of growing up in Youngstown is growing up with Rowley Brothers Markets. Even friends who have moved out of town come to shop and say hi when they're home for a visit.
And my family has always shopped at Rowley's, and today they are still my favorite grocery store. My recipes depend on the best ingredients, and that's why I get them at Rowley's, where you'll always find the freshest food at the best prices.
Rowley Brothers is a proud sponsor of the Casey Malone Show. The quality that customers have come to expect is true local flavor.
Hurry into a Spitzer location near you to enjoy the lowest prices of the year on some of our best-selling 2016 models. You can save thousands on your new vehicle with the Spitzer Model Year-End Sales Event. Spitzer, saving you more since 1904.
4 for $5 till 6. Happy hour at Sadie's Place inside the Best Western, Route 46, Austintown.
All day, you pursue your dreams. And all day, I pursue mine. Knowing we are always there for each other. You are my best friend, my true love. Together, we shine twice as bright. The Ever Us Two-Stone Collection, Forevermark, a diamond is forever. Available at Kamara Jewelers.
Today I drew inspiration from Kathy over at Whiskey Sticks Pretzels. She was telling me the different recipes that can be made with her pretzel, and I started thinking, that would make a great crust, a great covering. And I went home and I started experimenting, and I have got 2 really easy recipes with the crunch of pretzel. You don't need to add additional salt because it's already on the pretzel. And then you can add additional flavorings if you want it more savory, a little more spicy. And I think you're gonna love both of these. One is a really cute and easy appetizer. I'm calling it my pretzel cheese pops. And the second one is an entree. You can use chicken tenders or you can use pork chops, but both of them will be pretzel crusted. So let's get going. For this recipe, you'll need 4 center cut pork chops or 8 chicken tenders, 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 teaspoon of Cajun spice, optional, 1 teaspoon of garlic salt, also optional, and 1.5 to 2 cups of pretzels. Well, we'll begin by preheating the oven to 425 degrees. And then we'll get the meats assembled. I have about 2 cups of pretzels. They have not been crushed yet. You can put them in a food processor, but you know what? It is just as easy to crush them with the rolling pin. I just put them in a sealed bag, and I'm just running them over back and forth until I get them nice and crushed. So now I have my crushed pretzels out on the plate, and I wanted to add a little more spice. I really like heat, so I'm adding a teaspoon of Cajun spice. I got this one from my girlfriend Sharon when she went down to New Orleans. It's called Slap Ya Mama. And then I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of garlic salt. All right, and then I'm just going to mix that up a little bit. So when I dip the meat in, it is well balanced throughout our crushed pretzel. All right, and that's it. That's it for our crust. Now I have 2 eggs for the egg wash. And again, I wanted to add a little more flavoring. So I found that Worcestershire works very well. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon to the eggs. And then I am just going to beat those up and get ready for an egg wash. Pork and chicken don't have that many flavors, so you kind of have to add to it to enhance them. Now, I have the center cut bone in. You can use the boneless. And all I'm going to do is dip that into the egg wash. Let some of that egg run off, and then just dip it in the pretzel. See? You kind of press it down so the crust adheres. All right? And then I just lined a cookie sheet with parchment paper so we don't have any additional oils, and we'll go through these steps for the rest of the pork chops and the chicken tenders. All right, so we put it in the oven. Now I have 30 to 35 minutes for the pork chops, but start checking your chicken tenders at about 20 minutes. The pretzel cheese pop recipe is so easy. It will be your new go-to appetizer. I am using a flavored goat cheese with a little bit of an olive in it, but you can also use a blue cheese, or you can even use a softer feta. But you just want something that will, retain its shape into a ball. And then we have crushed pretzels, some parsley or whatever herb you like, and then the lollipop stick will be the pretzel. For this recipe, you'll need 5 ounces of your favorite cheese, goat, blue, feta, 1 cup of crushed pretzel sticks, 1/4 cup of finely chopped fresh parsley, and 12 to 14 pretzel sticks. We'll keep the cheese in the fridge until you're ready to roll. It is about the size, about a teaspoonful of the cheese. I am using this goat cheese with olives, and it's about 3/4 of an inch round. And then you just plop them in the parsley and pretzel mixture. Now, if you want to make them a little more savory, you can always add, you know, some Cajun spices. If you want to add a different herb to it, you can do that too. But this, I think, will have general appeal. And then you just keep assembling them until you go through this package, and then you'll stick them in the fridge to firm them up. So the 5-ounce log with balls this size will make about 15. I've eaten a few of them. I'm going to pop these in the fridge to make sure they firm up nicely. Do not stick our lollipop in yet, because in the time that it's in the fridge, they'll get a little soggy. And then we'll enjoy our pretzel recipes. These recipes are my tribute to Steely Dan, the Pretzel Logic recipes. How easy are these? Very few ingredients, easy preparation, and delicious results. You can use a dipping sauce with the chicken tenders. Make sure you bake those about 20 minutes. But the pork chops will need a little bit longer, especially because I had thicker ones, about 30 to 35. But get your favorite mustard, your favorite barbecue, and look at these petite little cheese pops. They are delicious. Love these. I love a nice rosé because it really cuts through with the cheese and the spices in the different chicken and the different pork chops. Bijou, Chateau Saint Jean. Cheers. Perfect. Go to my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com, and find these recipes. You are going to love them. We'll be right back with more local flavor.
Hi everybody, I'm Danny, owner and operator of Cthulhu Prime Meats, a third-generation butcher shop that not only specializes in quality, but also in customer service and doing things in a new technological way. Chris here is our customer service manager. Chris, what do you think that we do differently than any other grocery store?
I think we personally not only offer great product, but we can offer a great customer service experience as well. We try and treat all our customers like they were family and friends, ask how their family's doing just so they can keep in touch, and give them that customer experience that they deserve.
And the nice part is we not only do that inside the store, but also on CthulhuPrimeMeats.com, where you can buy a lot of our products that we carry here, whether it be grass-fed beef, organic chicken, some of our specialty burgers and bacon. Those are wonderful, and we're going to provide that same customer experience online as we do in store.
Come see us in store or online. Make your next meal one to remember.
$5 Burger Mondays at Sadie's Place, inside the Best Western, Route 46, Austintown. Cerny means trucks. For over 50 years, the Cerny family has been the area's leader for medium and heavy-duty international trucks. New or pre-owned, Cerny means trucks. Easy to find. Cerny Motors is conveniently located at Route 46 and 80. At Cerny Motors, no job is too big or too small. Cerny Motors service will keep you on the road. For service, parts, sales, lease, or rental, Cerny means trucks.
Hurry into a Spitzer location near you to enjoy the lowest prices of the year on some of our best-selling 2016 models. You can save thousands on your new vehicle with the Spitzer Model Year-End Sales Event. Spitzer, saving you more since 1904.
My mom was always in my corner.
Always pushing me to do better.
I couldn't have asked for a better mother.
So when she needed assisted living,
I did my research.
Doctors, nurses,
and others with family and assisted living,
they all said,
trust the name you know.
Briarfield.
For assisted living with top healthcare experts, a caring staff, and a comfortable home-like setting,
trust the name you know.
Briarfield.
Trust the name you know. Briarfield. Proudly serving the Valley for over 20 years.
Our quest begins at 4 a.m. We leave the area and we're heading up to Punxsutawney. Father Tim is the ambassador for Groundhog Day. And How many years have you been doing this, Father?
I'd say about 30 years.
What made you start this pilgrimage every year for Groundhog Day? What made you think this was a good idea?
Well, I'm sort of a rounder around here. I happen to be with Rick Jones. It was around Christmas time. And I said, Rick, guess where I'm going? I said, I have a reservation at the only hotel in Punxsutawney. He says, I know the guy that runs the whole town, Big John Miserak. He said, he'll take care of us. I said, Rick. And, you know, so anyhow, that was the start. And John Miserak, he ran the whole town and that whole part of, I guess it's western Pennsylvania. But so Rick and I came up here, and that was 30 years ago, and it's gone to come a long way since then.
Jim Cawley is the Lieutenant Governor for the state of Pennsylvania. How important is Groundhog Day for this little borough of Punxsutawney?
It's not only important for Punxsutawney, it's in fact important for all of Pennsylvania. There are 30,000 plus people out there in sub-zero temperatures who have been here for hours. It's just a wonderful demonstration of friendship and fellowship and goodwill. It's a great place to be.
Have you been to Groundhog Day before?
I've been to Punxsutawney many times, but this is my first time at Groundhog Day, so I'm really enjoying it.
And what do you think the prediction will be from Phil?
Well, Phil whispered in my ear last night in Groundhogese, and he made me swear that I wouldn't tell, so I can't share it with you. I'm sorry.
Now, you're a very lucky person. Now, where did you take Groundhogese? What university offers that course?
Temple University, of course.
Well, it is 3 degrees outside. But inside here, the hunting club is where it's nice and warm. And this is where the inner circle and the media is allowed. Bob Roberts is part of the inner circle. How do you get such distinction, Bob?
Well, you're nominated to be in the inner circle, and then it has to pass a stringent vote. And that's how I got in, and now I'm trying to figure out how to get out.
The tradition is, now what year is this for the Groundhog?
127th trek at Gobbler's Knob. And we're all meeting here right now because we're going to start trekking here in a few minutes. It's 127 years.
Now, does everyone in the inner circle speak Groundhogese?
Only President Dealey. President Dealey is in this room right now. I don't see him, but he's the Groundhogese guy.
Bill Dealey is the president of the inner circle, and you possess the magic cane.
Without this cane, you cannot speak Groundhogese. That's the translation factor. So as long as I'm holding it, I'm able to speak with Phil and communicate whether we're going to have a spring or more winter.
This is an amazing magic stick.
Yes, it is.
And where does this reside when it's not here today?
This is kept in as president. We keep it and we just pass it on to the next president right down the line.
Well, good luck. We're going to head down and we're waiting for the big prediction.
We're out the door. We're ready to do it.
My new knob entrance is a sight to behold. Like my followers, faithful followers, strong and bold. And so ye faithful, there is no shadow to see.
Is here from Hillside, New Jersey, celebrating her 60th birthday. Is this your first Groundhog Day?
No, I went when I was 50, so this is my second.
So this is like a bucket list issue here?
Yes, it is. It is.
And I mean, isn't this amazing? What did you think?
I was so glad. No more winter. Early spring, the first time.
Hard to believe. Maybe spring in the Antarctic.
Yes, yes.
How long have you been waiting here?
Since about 3:15 in the morning. Yeah.
Well, happy Groundhog Day and happy birthday, Celeste.
Thank you very much. Take care.
We have 2 girls here from Annapolis, Maryland. How long have you been waiting for Phil's prediction?
About 4 hours. We've been here since about 3 o'clock this morning. We drove up here from Altoona. I drove here from Annapolis. And it's been freezing, but so exciting tonight. It's been so great.
What are you guys doing to keep warm?
Just moving around, hand warmers, dancing our butts off, doing whatever we can, making friends, and just doing whatever we can to keep warm.
We have got a newbie here at Groundhog Day. This is Dan, and what made you come down today?
We are from the Christian American Legion, Post A 65 PA bus trip. And there's a bunch of us that it is like a bucket list, but we're not like working a bucket list, but it's just what we want to do. It is beyond what we thought it would be. We've had a blast and no regrets.
Well, Ken, this is your first Groundhog Day. What'd you think?
I had to be a virgin. I thought it was great, and what I like so much about it is nobody really knew if it was going to be 6 more weeks of winter or if spring was right around the corner. And I had a feeling that either choice was going to create a great big cheer because I think people just wanted to get the heck out of here.
Can you believe this? This is the biggest crowd in the history of Groundhog Day, and you're here for it.
They were cheering Phil, 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 and I was thinking about somebody else, but then the groundhog came out, so it's good to be here.
Okay, here's proof that Father Tim has been here for the last 30 years. Look at this. We're wearing the ugly Christmas sweater. Our hair's a little more red. And how has the evolution of Groundhog Day from 30 years ago to this day today, which was the largest crowd in the history?
I just think it's, become more and more popular, and of course it's popular today because it's on Saturday. I was here last year, and we just had about half the crowd, so it's just gotten more and more and more popular, and it's just something to do, and it's free.
My show is always on. Watch previous segments at CaseyMaloneShow.com. Sponsored by the Ingram Law Office. The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.